WBRC Fox 6 Law Call.
And before we go back to the phone lines, we're going to take a quick look at a viewer email. And tonight, right in line with what we're talking about, comes from an anonymous writer. And it says, if I call the police about some illegal activity that I know my neighbor is engaged in, will I have to testify in court against him, or can they keep my identity secret? People have been injured in situations like this, the anonymous writer writes. And Nicole, what would you say to that question? If they call, would they have to testify in court?
First, I want to thank the person that emailed that question. That's a very real concern. And so my answer to that is yes, we keep all calls anonymous. However, I can say that we have been successful in court from having citizens come and testify. And so it has been helpful to the judge to see exactly what is happening on the property. But no, when you call, you do remain anonymous.
And I was saying before the break, you know, what do you say to someone who says, I see this, it's really bothering me, but I am afraid to call?
So again, I recommend first call the police. Second, call DNAP. But there's also Crime Stoppers. There's also other entities that are available to provide resources for those that are scared to come forward. But as I stated before, the email that comes directly to me, I do see, my team sees, and we do take those calls and investigate the calls and the emails, each one.
Wonderful. Yes, you had a question, Ken?
Well, yes. So, all right, you're talking about drug nuisances. You see some activity going on in your neighborhood, you don't like it, it runs the place down, it makes the property values less, it's dangerous. What other things? All right, there's a lot of kind of nuisances out there in our communities. What other things can you address other than drug activity or potential criminal activity?
So our division is two-pronged. So
Okay.
we also handle our regular public nuisance cases.
Okay.
Now, I will say with our drug nuisance cases, the law provides us to go to court within 10 days of filing a complaint. However, with our public nuisance cases, it does not always work that way. However, we do get to court, we deal with rodents, overgrown lots, weeds, things of that nature.
And of course, all of that can contribute to folks thinking, oh, they're not keeping their property up, so they may not notice if I'm doing this kind of activity. So all of that comes together.
That is correct.
And it's important.
And I have to tell you that I oversee 3 different divisions
Yes.
within the Office of the City Attorney. We're a team of 45 employees, and I can't not do this without my wonderful team.
Yes.
And I will say that the prosecution division works closely with code enforcement, zoning violations as well.
Excellent.
So they hold those property owners accountable.
Excellent.